Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Koroluk and I'm joined by Jordan Wilson. We are both board members of the CFA Society of Saskatchewan and have created this speaker series to provide you with some more insight regarding what we wish we would have known when we were your age. Our goal with this series is to provide you with information on certain topics such as careers in finance, hiring advice, governance, stress management, and diversity. So I'm a senior wealth advisor and portfolio manager with Scotia Wealth Management. I graduated from the University of Saskatchewan with a Bachelor of Commerce, obtained my CFA charter in 2017, and in addition to volunteering with the CFA Society of Saskatchewan, I'm also on the board with Dress for Success Saskatoon. Today I'd like to share with you a little bit of my personal journey and the steps I've went through to get where I am at today. Growing up, I always loved math. I was strong in the subject and was always interested in learning more in that area. In high school, I enjoyed science and math, but ultimately decided to go down the business route as I liked financial planning and the intriguing matter that business was. I also was aware that there was a bit more flexibility than in the medical field. In university, I took all the introductory courses required and got my feet wet in marketing management, accounting, and finance. I really learned that finance was my area of expertise. In my third and fourth year, I did the co-op program, which provided me with some work experience relevant to the finance field. It was credit lending to individuals with poor credit ratings that couldn't get financing via traditional financing methods. Interest rates ranged from 19 to 39% when prime was 4. This job allowed me to understand that I enjoyed interacting with clients on a day-to-day basis. However, I didn't want to be on the side where clients were needing money rather than investing their money. I graduated from the university a year later and got my job at Scotia McLeod. I've had a very interesting trajectory there with being there now for 10 years. I started in an administrative role, took relevant courses including the Canadian Securities course, Conduct Practice Handbooks, Wealth Management Essentials, and Life Insurance License. After I completed all of those courses, I went on to do the Chartered Financial Analyst designation, as I mentioned, in 2017. Throughout the various roles I've held, I believe they were necessary to get me where I am today. Rather than waste my time, the various roles built my skill set so I would succeed in the next role. And with that being said, I improve on my knowledge every day. But I'm also very interested in hearing Jordan Wilson's story, as he has a lot of worldwide experience and can share some very unique perspectives. Jordan?
Thank you, Robin. As Robin said, my name is Jordan Wilson. I'm also on the board of the CFA Society Saskatchewan. And I just want to spend a few minutes just giving an overview to my career trajectory and how that will play a part in some of the other modules as we get into them. So I grew up in Edmonton in Alberta, and I was sort of the son of a farm family, although I lived in the city. And I was the only one, or the first one, I guess, of 19 siblings, kids, to go to university. And a big problem that I had was I had no support network in my family. I didn't go to a private school. My parents didn't go to Harvard. So I had really no one to ask these questions to. And that's kind of where I am with this program or this speaker series, is to try to convey to you some of the questions and answers that I wish I knew when I was sitting back in high school trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So that's what I'm trying to attempt with this series. Now, my background is I went to the University of Alberta. I have an accounting major and a finance minor. And I ended up going into accounting in Calgary in a small business office with Price Waterhouse. So I did a lot of audit, planning, tax work. And even though I loved finance and investing from the time I was young, I realized that to have a strong accounting background, to be able to understand financial statements, these sort of things, was very, very important if I wanted to expand into investing down the road. And that was true. After leaving Calgary's small business public accounting, I went into the oil patch, first as a controller, then as a VP finance, and I've been a director of numerous private and public companies in the oil patch in Calgary. And then the oil patch went into a big recession, as it is currently, and I had the opportunity to move to the Cayman Islands, and I took a position with UBS in their trust company, so a fiduciary position, helping people deal with their assets on a global basis. I was there for just over 4 years, and during that time I was asked to lead a project in the Bahamas, an island on the other side of Cuba from Cayman, so you had to fly through Miami all the time. And for 18 months I led a workout project and hired numerous staff in the Bahamas. And that's sort of where the first we touch on diversity, because I ended up hiring probably out of 25 staff, 23 of them were female. And that wasn't a drive for diversity, it was just that was the best people available. So we'll get into that area. After that project ended, I was asked to move to Switzerland to the head office of UBS in their fiduciary department. And I worked in a few positions there, risk management, chief of staff function for the entire financial planning organization. And ultimately, I became the head of the global trust operations. And I was the chairman of the board for all our trust companies located in Singapore, in Asia, in the Channel Islands off the UK, the Bahamas, Cayman Islands, and Swiss operations. And probably on a quarterly basis, I'd be traveling around the world for board meetings, dealing with staff, hirings, meeting regulators and government officials. So again, that's where I touch on the diversity. And also when we get into the hiring advice and career advice, because I've dealt with so many different people, I think that brings it all together. And the final thing I'll just say is just from my professional background, I do have the Bachelor of Commerce. I'm also a chartered professional accountant coming out of the financial accounting side, so chartered accountant was my first. I'm a certified financial planner, so I've got a financial planning skill set. And obviously, because I'm on the CFA board, I'm a chartered financial analyst like Robin. So that's sort of my background, and that's what I bring to the table for the discussion ahead. And I hope you'll bear some of those comments in mind as we get into the nuts and bolts in each individual section. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you enjoy this series. And we're trying to make the best of the virtual world that we're in today. And that's it. And
we want to thank our sponsors today. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing for you without their support. So thank you.